And with this, I would now finally, Dylan, come to you. And I'd like to take more the commercial side of things. You are a businessman. We had last night a session when we tried to figure out how can you actually raise finance and money, what is the space economy? And there will be people that say, oh, this is all a hype, and others will say, no, there is a true case on which you can get investment attracted. And we also said storytelling is important. You are part of the storytelling, but credibility is important. So what is the credible business case? What makes you fly?
Well, thank you for the question. It's great to be here. So for those of you who don't know, Voyager went public on the New York Stock Exchange in June of this past year. And so I think that answers the question a bit. Is it investable? Is space investable? This was pre-SpaceX IPO. This was pre some of the hype that have come to pass here recently on orbital data centers. It was purely underwriting our existing business, which is denominated really in this three parts that we're talking about here. It's current International Space Station mission management, which is slow and a bit bureaucratic, but it's credible and it's happening and it's revenue generating. It's also national security concerns, whether it's laser communications, which ties directly also to internet, but also things like missile defense shields and the like. So that was all underwritten by the leading investors in the world. Our investment banks were Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan, and we raised $500 million. And then about 90 days after that, we raised another $500 million at an imputed interest rate of around 3%. So to give you a sense, in 48 hours, our company was able to raise $500 million at a lower interest rate than the federal government in the U.S. can issue T-bills. So I think that, and that's not just us, that is the industry being underwritten in that way. That's a long ways from where we started. You know, I got involved in the industry in 2008, and back then if you talked about making a space investment, like an asteroid mining company, people would snicker a bit and they would look down their nose at you. And of course, those same people now ask me for investment advice. So we've come a long way. But why does it matter, right? Why does it matter? It matters because finance drives the ability to commercialize these markets. Commercialization is an adjunct to what Josef and all the great people in the world on the space agency side are doing. It's not to replace space agencies. It's to accelerate the mission of the space agencies. So if I take a space station, for example, we are limited with the ISS, both in terms of capacity, astronaut time, but also just the regulatory framework, frankly. Right? You have a lot of governments involved. They all mean well. Everyone means well, by the way. There's no evil actors here that are trying to make commerce not happen or trying to prevent cancer from being cured. Everyone means well, but it's quite complicated. And when you have a commercial space station, and just to be clear, our partners are Airbus, representing Europe, Mitsubishi, representing Japan, MDA, representing Canada. So essentially recreating the dynamic and global nature of the International Space Station, not only will you have more capacity, but you'll have a frictionless, well, that's not true, less friction in the system, right? And so, and again, that's not to replace a space agency. On the contrary, space agencies can be a user of those services. So I just, to punctuate what I'm saying, the commercial markets have never been better. I anticipate that improving even further with the SpaceX IPO. We have the royal we, humanity, has a real opportunity to capitalize on this, no pun intended, and use it for good to build space infrastructure that benefits all of us. That's the opportunity. And I think what it takes to take advantage of that situation is communicating, panels like this, talking about the promise of space to benefit Earth. This is not escape from Earth. This is not Billionaires Boys Club. It's to create real solutions that benefit life here on Earth.
Okay, so it's about planet A, and it's not about Mars, in that case.
Eventually, it's about those.
Eventually, yes.